of ashamed Christians. I'm tired of weak Christians. Real fans. Real fans. Do you know that the Green Bay Packers are the only NFL team that is not owned by a corporation? They're owned by the city of Green Bay. And do you know that if you want to seek a season pass to the Green Bay Packers, you have to get in a line that is 7,000 people in front of you, and they haven't had a season pass for sale since 1978 because they're real fans. And real fans don't want to sit somewhere in the back. But real fans, I think you ought to get so close. Wouldn't it be something? What would happen if every pastor looked down next Sunday and saw, instead of a bunch of old, tired, worn out people who've been through the valley, they saw a bunch of crazy teenagers that said, I love Jesus. And I'm gonna root you on, Pastor. I'm gonna Come on, we got to change the mindset. We don't belong in the back. We belong in the front. We're the head and not the tail. Touch somebody and say, I'm a real fan. Watch me shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't care if you're a Baptist. I don't care if you're a Methodist. I don't care if you're Pentecostal. Are you a fan of Jesus Christ? He's worthy of our praise. He's worthy of our enthusiasm. He's worthy of our shout. I hope you keep that shout, because you're going to need it on the next point. Real fans pay. Do you know, when I was 15 years old, I used to work at a Chinese restaurant bussing tables. But my daddy taught me to tithe. By that, I mean, he said, give me 10%. It's going to God. I didn't have a choice. And do you know, you're not too young to start worshiping God with your tithe and your offering? Every youth group ought to get a mission, ought to get a mission kid, an orphanage kid, or some foreign missions work overseas, and you ought to start giving to it. God has blessed Jentezen Franklin more than he could ever dream. He's blessed me financially, but I don't believe it's because I'm such a good guy. I believe that God saw me at 15 years of age begin to tithe and to give, and he said, there's somebody I can trust with resources. And I want to tell you, real fans don't sit back. You know, the prices go up every year. See, I told you you would get quiet. But I'm ready for some mature teenagers. I'm tired of just trying to get you to quit having sex and getting drunk all the time. It's time to step up into maturity and say, I'm taking over the church. I'm called. I'm anointed. I'm chosen. It's my turn. Turn to somebody and say, it's our turn. Nobody, Michael Vick is our quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. And nobody sits outside of the parking lot and says, I'm not going to give because I don't like the kind of car Michael Vick drives. Real fans pay and shut up, and they're just glad they're in the game. I'll move on. I about killed you right there, didn't I? Two more. I got to preach right here just a minute. Real fans memorize statistics. Real fans can tell you how many RBIs, what their average scoring is. They can tell you if it's a golfer, how far the guy can drive the ball. They can tell you how fast the pitcher can throw. They memorize statistics. If you're a real fan of Jesus Christ, you ought to know something about this book. I'm amazed. Let me just preach just 1 minute. I'm amazed at what you guys can remember. I'm amazed that you know every movie star and who they are dating and what they've been doing. You know everything Paris Hilton. No, everything about her. You know everything about 50 Cent. You know everything about this one and that one. I even thought I'd make my point right here by let's see if you guys can memorize, because I know you say, I just can't memorize the Bible. But let's see if your mind can memorize. All right, I'm going to say a line, and I want you to repeat the second part. Meet me in the mall. Oh, that's what, okay. Let's try another one. I ain't saying she a gold digger. Don't say that last word. You're beautiful. Yes, it's true. Come on, sing it. I saw your face. Amazing. You don't have any words. Do you know that this is a time when we need to do more than sit and hear a preacher preach? But this book is under assault. The Da Vinci Code said it's a bunch of lies, and you got to do more and say, I believe the Bible. You got to know some of these scriptures. Do I have any real fans that are into the Word? That are going to start reading the Word? That are going to start reading the game book? And this is my last point before I move on and transition. But I'm going to tell you what I noticed. Real fans are vocal. When our team would score a football touchdown, a real fan doesn't sit there and say, I'm rejoicing in my heart. You didn't see any real fans like looking around to see if anybody thought they were weird for clapping their hands or going, yeah. You didn't see them so bound up. You didn't see any hotshot boys that were so cool that they couldn't get into it and raise their voice. They were screaming, they were jumping, they were shouting. Real fans are vocal. Real fans don't sit back during praise and worship because they're too cool for it. Real fans don't sit back during the time when it's time to give God praise. Real fans shout unto God with the voice of triumph. If you love Him, you'll praise Him. If you honor Him, if you know Him, you're not ashamed. Real fans are vocal. Some of you guys are so afraid that somebody's going to find out you're saved. But real fans are vocal. If your friends don't know that you're born again, check yourself. You're probably not born again. If they don't apologize for cussing around you, it's a sign you're just like them. At some point, you got to get vocal and say, I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'll tell my school. I'll tell my friends. I'll tell my world about Jesus. Get vocal. Come on, give Him a shout of praise. Let the real fans praise Him. Come on. He deserves better than that. He's the real champion. The devil's afraid of that. The devil wants you to be quiet, wants you to be bashful, wants you to be silent.